Hi guys, Tiara here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've been to my channel before and this is a return visit, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for stopping and checking me out, see what I have going on. Hopefully what I have going on you like. Do you like? Oh yes, do you like it? I love it. I've actually been in a rut when it comes to using colors on my channel. I go for a lot of the neutral tones, a lot of the basic mattes and things of that nature. I decided that it was time to spice up my life a little bit. So I did a little research and ran across one of Savannah's. If you guys don't know her here, her name is Savannah Silver, known previously as the Island Beauty here on YouTube. And she had a look just like this on her channel. I think it's called Hello Sunshine or something to that extent. And it inspired me so much that I decided to recreate it for you guys and then pair it with this really fun ombre lip. That's all I'm going to say right now. I'm just introducing the video. I want you guys to go ahead and get started watching. If you recreate this look at all, tag me. Like, I'm so excited to have my ring light back. I have it's not a backdrop, it's just a sheet that I hung up back there or whatever, you know, just rigging it. So if I turn the light off, this is what it looks like. So it's still really vibrant. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Hopefully you like it. Don't be mean. Okay, don't be assholes. We don't like those. If you really like what I do here on my channel, of course, the only option is to subscribe. I'm gonna stop rambling all over the place. I'm like all about the hands today, I guess. Woo, woo. I need to go to a rave, but I'm gonna stop rambling. Go ahead and let you watch the tutorial. Bye. Well, hello my lovelies. How are you guys? I'm gonna jump right into it. You see me priming my lid. I'm using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. I'm making sure that I get that all over the lid. I don't want this color going anywhere. And tell you what, it didn't. I did my makeup probably at 5 p.m. and it lasted till I got home at 5 a.m. and took it off, and it was still flawless. Okay, so then I'm just gonna take the Morphe 35B palette. I'm gonna take the brown in the furthest upper right, and I'm gonna buff that into the crease. I decided to add a little bit of orange simply because I felt like it went a little bit better and it was a little bit more pigmented than the brown that I had used. And I think that orange complemented the whole sunsetty vibe really well. And I promise you guys, this looked better in person than it did on camera. I've had so many people tell me that yesterday. It was so funny. But then I'm gonna go in. I took that color a little too high up, close to the brow, so I just went in and added a vanilla shade with just a wee bit of shimmer in there. This, at this point, would be your preference. If you want to put a vanilla shade under there, if you don't want to highlight it at all, that's your option. But I just liked doing that because I had went too far up with that crease color. And as you can see, I am using the 35K palette now. I'm using the magenta color right there, and I'm just going to buff that into my crease with a stiff dome brush just to make sure we pack that color all over the crease. We don't want to take that down on the lid, but if a little bit does get on the lid, remember that that's okay because we're going to go in and carve that out anyway. And then I just used a fluffy brush to blend that out, to blend it into the brown and the orange that we used before. Now at this point I'm going in with that purple, and this purple was really pretty. It had kind of like an indigo undertone, and I don't know if I wasn't using the right brush, but this color was not going on how I wanted it to go on, guys. Like, I tried to pack it on with different brushes and it just was not coming out how I wanted it to. So I was actually really disappointed. I'm pretty sure it's not the shadow because I used both Morphe palettes for this entire look, and the shadows were flawless. I think it was just a brush. I don't know what kind of brush to use to make the color pay off what I needed to be so it could be more pigmented. So I got tired of trying, and I was just like, you know what? It is what it is. And so now I'm going in with the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and I'm going to cut that crease. Because I have hooded lids. I have hooded lids, not lies. But I have hooded lids, so I'm just going to simply go up just a little bit above my natural crease and making sure I look straight out. And then I'm also going to look down at an angle to make sure that everything matches with the eye that I did before. Okay, so I'm just going to take my time and do that here. I'm going to buff it all over the crease. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a secondary brush with no product on this end. This is an Urban Decay brush I got out of the Naked 3 palette. And just to kind of I guess, mute out some of that color, like take some of the excess off, so when I put the shadow on there, it's not going to be cakey for any rhyme or reason. And so now I'm finally going in with that yellow from the Morphe palette, and I am taking the number 18 Anastasia brush. This brush is amazing when it comes to packing colors on. Like, I have nothing bad to say about this brush at all. Ever since I purchased this brush, it's originally meant to be a concealer brush, but I've never used it for concealer because it's so good at doing this job. So if you guys don't have it in your collection, I definitely recommend you picking it up because it's definitely a staple in any collection, especially when it comes to packing on color just as bright and thick and vibrant. And oh my god, it's so beautiful. I love this brush. I die for this brush. That was super dramatic to say, but it's so true. I love this brush. Okay, so now I'm going in with the stiff dome brush, and I went into that magenta in the same palette that we used that purple and that yellow out of. I'm going in with that same magenta we used earlier, and I'm just focusing it literally on the center of the lid, and I'm just gonna pack it on. Like, I noticed that when I was swiping it, the color wasn't coming off as pigmented as I would like for it to have been. So I went in actually and started pressing it, like just packing it on. And then I'm just gonna follow that up with a really quick coat of the NYX glitter liner, the gold color. And this glitter was great, don't get me wrong, but one thing I did notice is that it took forever to dry. Like, this glitter liner took probably 5 minutes to dry with just one swipe, so that could be really problematic when it comes to utilizing it on the eyelids. And then something else, I don't know if this happened to anybody in the world while using this, it could have just been my weird little self, but when I put this liner on, it burned my eyelid. Like, it seemed like it was going to have an allergic reaction. Like, that's how badly it burned my eyelid. So that was just something really weird that I experienced. So I'm just going in color correcting. This is the LA Pro concealer in the orange corrector. I'm just covering up some of those acne scars that I suffer with. And I am going to spritz my face with the It Works toner. It's a pH balancing mist. This is the brand number 7 in the color Chestnut. This foundation is awesome. Full coverage, absolutely. It stays all day, doesn't settle into fine lines. My new favorite. And I'm going to take that same orange color corrector and put it under my problem areas, like the bags under my eyes. Hello. And then this right here, I'm going in with the Caramel and the Creamy Radiant Concealer by NARS. I just go closest to the lash line with that, and then I follow back up with Armande, which is just one shade away from that caramel, but it balances everything out perfectly. It doesn't make it look too stark bright, and that's kind of what I'm going for. I want natural but noticeable, okay? And this is the Beauty Blender. This is a Real Techniques sponge, actually, and it's comparable to the Mini Beauty Blender or the Micro Beauty Blender, whatever you call that. I love this sponge. I'd been eyeballing the Beauty Blender for forever, but I found this, and I was just like, I'll get this instead. So there you go. And I am going in with the RCMA No Color Powder. I just got this in my collection, and it literally is just as good as everybody says that it is. Way better than the Laura Mercier powder. Way better than any silicone-based translucent powder that you can get your hands on. It doesn't give a flashback at all, and it literally doesn't alter the color of your foundation or your under eye concealer or anything of that nature. So this is boss. This powder is so boss. And then I just dipped the tip of the brush into the remaining RCMA No Color Powder and blended that over my face just to kind of set that. And I left the powder under the eye so I can go ahead and smoke the under eye out. I'm using the same color on the eye as I did in the crease there. So I used that magenta first, and then I went in with that really deep purple. And I'm just dusting that underneath the eye, which I got a lot of fallout from. And so I'm really glad that I used that RCMA powder. And then I followed in with a black liner, just any black liner of your choice, and then I swept that powder away, and voila, the powder went away with it. I just coated the bottom lashes with a little bit of mascara. I used the Too Faced Better Than Sex Naturally, and then I'm going in with the black Opal and Deep 5, the powder, the Deluxe powder, and I'm just gonna brush that all over my face to blend it all in and bring it in as one. And here I'm contouring with Blunt. It's a blush by MAC, but on me, I love it as a contour because it's not too intense, but it still gives a little va-va-voom, you know what I'm saying? This palette right here is Boss, y'all. This is the Anastasia Glow Kit in Sun Dipped. Whoo, child, when I say this palette is worth every single penny, I was amazed at how great this palette was, and I was actually really sad that I slept on it so much. So pick it up if you can. And I'm just going in with a light pink blush and pouncing that all over the cheeks. And then from this point, what I'm going to go ahead and do is set everything again with that It Works toner. And I'm going to go ahead and start on lip. I line the lips with a NYX lip liner. And I'm going to follow up with a Revlon lipstick. As you see there, it's purple. I'm going to follow, I just put that around the edges of my lips. And then I'm going to just dab on the center of the lips the lip hybrid from House of Beauty and the color Treasure. Like, I can't say enough about this stuff. It's amazing. As you can see, it has a great payoff. And it's everything you can hope for and more when it comes to a lipstick. There you have it, folks, the final look. I think it turned out wonderfully. I can't wait to incorporate more looks like this into my channel. But until then, I'll see you next time. If you have any requests, let me know.